Hey, it's been a minute since I've done this, but just want to get on here and just share with people and hope that, you know, it'll motivate them. I know we're all going through different things in our life. And as I sit here and I reflect, April holds so many anniversaries for me and big moments in my life. And yeah, still big moments. I was going to say not big moments, but yeah, they're big moments still. April the 4th, that was like, never forget that. Got married that day. Of course, we're divorced now, but still, it was April. Um, Sunday, I want to say Sunday. What day was Sunday? I want to say Sunday was the 15th, 14th, 15th. I can't remember right off the top of my head. But that made 16 years since purchasing our forever home. And now I say for me and my daughter, because we're the ones that's still here. So, didn't know at that time we was doing it like that, but hey, it was always, my dream on my own home, and have something to leave to my children. So, and then we closed on it at the end of the month. Like we came out after the whole wedding thing because we did like a surprise thing for ourselves. Like went to the courthouse, popped up on my mom with the marriage license. She looking at us like what, and then telling his mom, and then came with the realtor to pick out two houses because the original house that was picked, I don't know, something happened with the paperwork, and I think the bank like closed on it some type of way, which is funny because like maybe a few years later somebody ended up moving in. I don't know. But I had two choices to choose, and I chose the home that I'm in now. And the same way I felt when I chose this home, I was with one of my friends. Tawana went with me when we got married. She was there, throughout the whole experience, just about. So she was with me when I chose the home, and this home still feels the same way. It's home. You know what I'm saying? Like it's home, and I think that's why I chose it. Another reason I chose it because I think it was a female who I think was the architect of the house. Because if you ever have the opportunity, for those that actually know me or been in my house, my dang living room got about three different light switches, and I'm like, she was trying to make sure you not missing anything. But the thing that made me fall in love with my home is I love the fact that my closets were built inside my bathroom. I mean, there's more room in your bedroom. And so that really sold me on it because I was like, oh, okay, I like this. This is different. I like this. But I say all that to say this. And also, let's piggyback. This made the month, this month made 11 years. Hmm. Um, since pretty much being declared to be disabled, my disability. That was probably one of the longest fights of my life. And I know so many people um, look and, oh, well, you don't look like it. And I'm like, well, what does it look like? What does this having a disability look like? What is that? There are so many of my, I like to call them my little disability warriors, that we're out here that our hours is invisible to the eye. So many people don't know. So people automatically assume like, oh, there's nothing wrong with them when they have no clue the hell that we are going through on a daily basis. Mine is, I'm just going to speak about just a tiny part. Mine has to do with chronic pain, also having sciatic nerve damage and nerve pain. And the nerve is something oh, interesting. So, I have my good days, I have my bad days, but I just wish people would quit with what they think it looked like instead of just asking, are you okay? Because it's definitely something that happens a lot when you have that disability that people can't see or they're unaware of, especially like with parking. And it's like, oh, well, why is she in this handicap parking spot when you get out of the car? Like, well, she look like she's walking fine. Or if you get in one of the little electric wheelchairs at Walmart or Kroger or Publix, wherever it is that you're doing shopping at, people give you the eye. Because I would never forget that I was actually at a Publix, and one of the ladies that worked there had audacity to be like, Why are you in that? And it was like, it's really none of your damn business. It's none of your business. Not everybody getting these because they trying to play around. I get in it when I know that I'm gonna be in this store a little bit longer than what I plan to be, and yeah, we just don't want it's pretty much precaution for me. But if I know I'm like gonna be in there real quick, grab something, and I'm gonna go ahead and get what I gotta get, and I'm gonna keep going. But yeah, in actuality, I kid you not, I wish Walmart, especially the one that's close to my house, that they would really, and not just the ones, shoot, both of them that's in the city that I live in. Can y'all get some working wheelchairs? Can y'all make sure that, because it is ridiculous how much money that people are spending in here for y'all not to have working chairs. The chair either got a bag tied over it, you're not getting it repaired, it's not working, so now you're down to your slim pickings, and it's just really hard sometimes. Because I don't know about other people when they come out, but I prefer to really go early in the morning because there seems to be less traffic, and you might have a bigger chance of being able to get that wheelchair. And I also, if I want to do that, I might order online and just go and pick it up, or if depending on how I'm feeling that day, I might have it delivered because it does make a difference. And so you just never know. But seeing this video online that really just inspired me, and the young lady was speaking about oil, and she shared the story of how the woman in the Bible, she was told, go fill the oil. She didn't have anything, but she followed instructions. And from that, she was blessed. And the lady was saying, so many of us are struggling and we're working at jobs that we're not happy with because we're not willing to go and sell our oil. Because everything we need, God has given us to live off of. And she was just saying, how she hasn't worked because she's been able to be blessed to live off the things, the gifts that God has given her. And I'm like, I could so relate because I remember, getting ready when I first got sick. My ex-spouse asked for a divorce. He just couldn't cope with me being sick. It was hard on him, and I'm not making an excuse for him, but it's like I get it. But at the same time, I had to remind him, like, what did you think it was for me? I wasn't born this way, and now I'm having to adjust to a life that I'm not used to. Not only that, still having to take care of our daughter, trying to figure that out as well. And I'm so grateful because she is such an amazing child. Like, I'm really grateful. And she has a better understanding of my condition. I've, explained to her as clear as I can get it, where she will understand it, but not wanting to overwhelm her, but just wanting her to know so she will know because she's the one who lives with me. I don't want to keep anything from her because at the end of the day, we teach our children how to live with us, but we forget to teach them how to live without us. And that was something I learned, unfortunately, losing my dad at a young age. So that's why my parenting's a little bit different from other people because I know that hole in that state of confusion that you may experience or go through because you don't know how to move forward in it because you're longing for that parent and you're missing them. So I started to say that I remember, one day I was up and I was watching this pastor, and he said, I want you to write down what it is that you want God to do in your life. He said, and when you write it down, he said, write down the detail. He said, and I want you to get up every morning. I want you to do this for 3 days. I want you to get up and I want you to just speak over it, pray over it and speak it out loud for 3 days. And then I was like, he was like, it might take up to a year or it might take longer depending on what it is you're asking God for. And I remember I got my notebook and I wrote it down, and I went from writing in my notebook to I have an app that's on my phone that I pretty much put it on it, because my phone is close to me. My notebook would be on a regular basis. So I put it on my phone too. And so when I decided, oh no, I'm not just doing to do 3 days. I'm going to do 7. And I didn't just speak over it every day. I fast in the process of doing the instructions that he had given. And mine did take a little bit longer than a year and what I was asking for, and things just began to just unfold and things began happening. I was able to return to school, and now I'm in my last two classes, and I will be done in June with my bachelor's. So, I'm excited. I didn't know how, after going through a divorce, like I kept the house and I was already paying half the mortgage, but I was like, oh my God, I got to pay all the bills and all this other stuff, all the good stuff that come along with being a homeowner. And I was like, I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know where, but I know you're going to provide a way. But that was also listed in my thing. And I had to go back to that and like stand on what he told you. So I was like, okay, cool. House is good. Everything, not everything on the list is completed. My list isn't complete yet, but I have seen what God has begun to do in my life from that list, and me just being obedient and standing on the word and knowing that He is God. Now, sometimes it is hard. I get this from people a lot of times, especially if you're fighting for disability. A lot of people don't understand the wait time. They don't understand, like, well, why can't I do this or why can't I do that? And my question I always ask people is, how bad do you really want it? Because anything we're having is going to take time to get, and it's not going to be fast. I had to fight 3 years. 3 years. That means there's no checks coming in, none of that. 3 years. Man, still good though. Still good. Still blessed. God was still making a way, still making a way. And I always tell people, even now, like when I look at, when I get and then what I haven't worked in 11 years. But my daughter and I have never wanted for anything. And I am so blessed and grateful for my support system and the people that God have allowed to just be in my life. But also Him allowing me to utilize the gifts He's given me to help me. I never in my life thought that I would like be willing to cook for people to make money. But the when the moment popped up, I did it, and I thought it was a one-time thing. I really did, until my customers was like, well, what you could making next? And I'm like, what I'm making next? So now I'm over here scrambling trying to come up with a good menu, because I'm like, I didn't have a clue. And then I'm always asked, is pasta something you can make? No. I can cook just about anything. I am so grateful for that, because my mom didn't play that. I didn't play that. It's three of us, three girls. She made sure we know how to cook. Okay? She made sure we know how to cook. We all have different styles of cooking, but we all know how to cook. And for me, another reason I want to learn how to cook, because I have food allergies. I'm allergic to certain things. And so with knowing how to cook, I get to cook for myself, and I don't have to worry about having an allergic reaction to something. So I enjoy it. And then it's also my way of just spreading love through food. I'm a natural nurturing person. So that's another reason. So yeah. So just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to rely on God. Don't be afraid to rely on the gifts that He has given you. Remove the doubt. Take the step. Take the step. Take the leap. Bet on you. Better yet, bet on Him. Because He never leave you nor forsake you, and He's not a man that He gonna lie to you. What He asks for you to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding, but in all of your ways acknowledge Him. Do that. Yeah, He never said that the weapon went for Him. He said it wouldn't prosper. But failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of success. And I'm hands down, I'm going to always bet on Him. And I'm always going to bet on me. Because the one thing I'm not going to do is give up. I can't afford to. I know that He has greater inside of me, and it is just going to get better and better. It just is taking me a little bit longer than what I planned. If someone would have told me this is where I would be at in my life, I would have been like, you're kidding me. But I'm grateful, because my timing never would have been right. His timing, always right. So trust God's timing. But in order to trust that, you got to be able to trust in him, and you got to trust yourself to know that let me get out of my way. Let me take God out this box that apparently I don't put him in to limit, because he trying to give you want to just go get you a little 4-door, and he trying to give you luxury. You trying to just go ahead and just build a little small business. He trying to make you a corporation. You got to get out the way. You blocking you. Nobody else. And I can say that because I was you. And every day I'm working to be better and continue to trust him, even when things get crazy. But I know he got my back. And I know he wants what's best for me.